So, if y'all didn't know, man, PnB Rock's trial is going on, and Tuesday, his fiance, girlfriend, whatever it is in which you want to call her, she actually got on the stand and told a very interesting version, which I'm gonna just take at 100% truth. But she basically told what happened in that restaurant and how it went down because the defense or the young dude accused of it all, he's trying to play like, oh, I was a young and I didn't know what I was doing. I was influenced and all that. And that's ultimately what they're running with. So, take a look here. PnB Rock's fiance, Stephanie, I do not know how to say her last name. It's like Sybil and Huang. I'm just going to call it Sib. Gave a first-hand testimony of what happened on the day the rapper was shot and killed while dining with her at a restaurant in 2022. On Tuesday, Sib took the stand in PnB's murder trial and gave an emotional account of how a mass shooter opened fire on a couple inside a Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles restaurant in Los Angeles. According to Sib, they were in town for a wedding and a business meeting, but were set to head to Atlanta later that day. Sib claimed she had a bad feeling before entering the restaurant and asked PnB to take off his jewelry before going inside. He claimed to only have removed his watch before entering the restaurant. The shooter approached them shortly after receiving their food, and the rapper moved her out of the way to protect her. He came to our table right away. I thought it was a fan asking for a picture until I saw the gun, said Sib. She added that the shooter pointed the gun inches from PnB's face and demanded the couple hand over their jewelry, which is worth almost $500,000. The shooter told the rapper if he didn't comply with his instructions, he would shoot his fiance. He said, "If you don't give me the jewelry, I'm going to blow her head off." Sib told jurors she stated once again that the shooter yelled, "Give me the fucking jewelry," and was inexperienced, comparing him to a kid who didn't know what he was doing. Sib added that when the gunman pointed the firearm at PnB, he put his arms up before turning to her once he was shot and shoved her under a table out of the way of bullets. The gunman continued shooting once PnB was down. "He had the gun on my man's face, on it, touching it," she said. "He got shot and he pushed me to the wall and threw me under the table. The gunman just kept shooting. I was telling him, stop shooting him. Are you trying to kill him?" Sib then said the shooter began taking jewelry off of PnB. When she tried to reach into her bag to grab the phone, the gunman was startled and then pointed the gun at her. He said, "Whoa, whoa, what are you grabbing?" He was pointing his gun at me. I think he thought I had a gun. I thought I was dead. The gunman left several items, including Sib's 60,000 Audemars Piguet watch and other pieces of jewelry that PnB was wearing. She also explained how she tried to help PnB, who had been hit with 3 bullets, by putting pressure on his wounds. She also detailed how she wanted to go to the hospital, but instead had to talk to police for hours about the shooting. "I just wanted to go to the hospital. I didn't know if he was dead or alive. I was trying to figure out what was going on with my man. This was a tragic moment, and I needed to be by his side," said Sib. Now, obviously, they're going to lose the case. Buddy probably going to get life, or probably 70, 60 years. His daddy gone. The stepmom is going to be done as well. She probably going to give it 10 years, unless she can just flip the script, and she might get about 7. Something happened the other day. I was looking through some clips and stuff, and I stumbled across a clip of Adam 22 and Whack 100, right? And I didn't see the video that Swamp Stories put out, so let me preface this by saying I don't know what Swamp Stories' intent was behind what he said, but essentially it boiled down to this. This is how Adam presented it to Whack. Basically, Swamp Stories is talking about how LA, really LA County, is down on basically killing. Now, I'm going to tell you why. As a cat who be in these LA streets, the reason why is because it's money to get out here, but it's more understanding. The scrutiny that comes behind a lot of stuff, you're not just ready to quote unquote die over a gang. It's no longer like that anymore. You're going to have your big homies and all that stuff, and they this generation of big homies are more so about teaching than they are about preaching chaos and destruction and death, essentially. And everything is strategic. That don't mean it won't go up. But I had to think that PnB Rock probably thought he was going to survive them shots. I don't think that man was scared, that he feared anything, but I had to believe that he probably thought like he was going to survive that and he was going to come back with a story to tell, and that was going to make his career jump crazy. But I think if he had a chance to do it all over again, knowing the results, just give up the jewelry. One of the things that happens for people is when you get away with it once, you think you can get away with it twice. What am I talking about? About a month before or 2 months before, PnB Rock had another situation in a mall, I'm not going to say which, where he describes in grave detail how somebody tried to basically get him for his chain and he wasn't backing down. I'm sorry, but precious metals don't mean anything when you're dead, except all they can do is be given to your family, aka your estate, once it's melted down and turned into something, unless you become this mythological feature like a Tupac or a Jay-Z or an Eminem or a Lil Wayne or a Nas or something like that, even Biggie. So at the end of the day, it's not worth it. It's not. I get people wanting to flaunt and stuff like that. Me personally, I don't do it because I just don't care. Jewelry does nothing for me. Like, it just does nothing for me. But PnB Rock should still be here. He should have gave up the jewelry. He should have. And should have been pissed about it. But understand he would still be here. Now, no disrespect in how I say this, people are going to forget about him. Except for the ones that love him, but the majority of fans, they already done found new people to listen to. PnB Rock was talented. He was dope at what he did. But that pride and ego and I'm not going and all that crap and everything, bruh, it's not worth it. Nothing is worth your life except defense of your children and your family. And obviously, you being a man. But that's completely different. Opposed to saying, God dang, because that Roscoe Chicken and Waffle has killed local LA natives as well. The guy who sang Gangsta's Paradise was shot the hell up over there. The same exact Roscoe's. There have been high school football stars who have had their lives taken at that same Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle. I'm not blaming them because at the end of the day, y'all won't shut down Walmart when they shoot inside of there. So I don't want to hear that crap. But PnB Rock should still be here. But his pride and his ego just did it. But at least he knew to get his fiancee to safety. But at the same time, bruh, jewelry and all that crap, man, it just ain't worth it. And I'm not blaming him like that, but I do have to put a bit of fault on him because you can't be where poverty-stricken areas and high crime is at and think that it can't happen to you because it's only a matter of time. I'll catch you on the next one. Clips.